I apologize for the mess. I've been sick for about 2 weeks now. You can kind of still hear it in my voice. And I've got a lot of stress, so my room looks quite terrible. Also, I'm writing on my final paper, as you can see, because I've got my stuff all on the floor. I've already put away most of it. So, as you can see here, I made I think the word is a bustle pad. And, well, the light is not very good, but you can adjust it to different sizes. So this used to be something that I wanted to make a handbag out of. It's the same material. I had it left over from my sister's underbust corset. You might remember this is the first video I made, and probably the one you subscribed to. So yeah, so this fabric did a comeback. And years ago I wanted to make a handbag, but that didn't work out. I just all of a sudden didn't feel like finishing it. So I found it recently and I had to get rid of some leftover fabric. So I just redid those corners and made them more roundish, and then I stuffed the whole thing, because it's just a bag at the end of the day. I stuffed the whole thing with leftover fabric, and then I closed it. And then I added this ribbon thing here. I bought it at a craft store. It seems to be a similar material to the stuff that they make the security belts in cars of, so this should really last. Yeah. And what I'm doing now is a skirt, kind of a petticoat underskirt kind of thing for Victorian dresses, and I'm going to explain how. So the fabric is an old bed sheet that I got from my aunt. Actually, I got 2 pairs of old bed sheets, and she thought I could recycle it and just, I guess, lend itself to the purpose. And this is just a square piece. It's pretty much just the length of the bed sheet, and I cut something off at the top so it's got the right length, and that's it so far. God. My floor is so noisy. Yeah. So anyway, this is the front part, just a square piece, and this is the back part. And this is just 3 more. Oh, yeah, there's my feet. This is just 3 more square pieces, as you can see. And this is the back part, so I'm going to explain why I did this in a second. This is going to be the part where you close the whole thing. Okay, now I'm going to put it on the doll so you can see why it has this weird shape. So... No, Mochi. Hello. Oh. So süß. Anyway, enough with the cute cats. This is what that looks like. So I took the other part, and those look really funny. They're hanging in the back now. I attached this part to the bustle pad, so it's all same height. Attach it over here and over here. And the idea is now that those are going to be put up here. I'll have to attach that. Yeah, so where are my pins? Whoops, and there it goes. This is so much fun with one hand. Okay, I'll attach those real quick. So I'm going to put this into folds, like so. Now I need to attach that too. I'll just wrap it in here. You see what I did there? And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, and this is where the closure will be. And I'm going to attach these at the sides with the front piece. And we'll have to do this a little bit more orderly. Look at this. So I just have to cut all this stuff off, but I didn't know how long I wanted that to be, so I left it in. So yeah, then there will be a ribbon going all the way through this place here, and you can tie it in the back. And that means if you wear a bigger bustle, or I don't know, less of a corset or something, then you can adjust the width. You can make it smaller or wider. And then the other thing I'm going to do See what that does to the silhouette. Nice, isn't it? So there will be flounces here in the back and maybe some cording, and definitely cording in the hem and up here in the front. This is a really simple thing to do with a leftover bedsheet. I'm going to update you whenever I finish this. I don't have a sewing machine and I've got other stuff to do. I'm just playing around today. Aren't they cute? Oh. So this is the reason why I can't make my bed in the morning anymore, because whenever I wake up I have two cats lying on top of me, then I can kind of dig myself out from under them and they just stay there for half the day and they don't move and they're so adorable, so I can't disturb them. Yeah. Yeah, talking about you there. Oh. Anyway, back to the important stuff. So this is what that looks like. I've been staying up half the night in order to finish this, which was probably not my best idea. I changed a couple of things. The most important thing is that I made this part not a straight line. Maybe you can see it with the pattern here. The entire skirt is a tiny little bit A-shaped now, because what happens when you think you make a straight skirt and it's going to just fall down straight is for some reason it gets smaller towards the bottom and then you can hardly walk and it looks kind of stupid, like you put it on the wrong way, like upside down. So I made it slightly A-shaped on the other side too. And that's the only thing that's really deviating from the only squares used for this part. Yeah, and this is what the bustle looks like underneath. And now I'm going to work on the flounces. I've still got 2 pieces of fabric. This is still just one bed sheet. I've got 2 pieces left and those are going to be a couple of flounces in the back. And then I think I'll have to cut up the second one because I'm trying to be fancy, so I'm going to make one big flounce all around the bottom. So I'll have to use a tiny little bit of that other bed sheet and it's going to be it pretty much. And then I really have to get my hands on the sewing machine to finish this. Yeah, that's it for now. Looks nice, doesn't it? Especially here. It needs a little bit of flattening, but other than that, this could be really nice. So this here in the back is a felted seam. I felt like it would add some stability. Then I'm considering making these side seams felted seams too. And I think I just changed my mind. I still have to do the bottom, so yeah. I changed my mind. There will not be any flounces in the front, like not one flounce going all around. There will only be 5 in the back, and I'm going to do the lower hem just with cording, and then I thought that I could put some cording on top of every single flounce so that it gets more, I don't know, it's more durable, kind of stands out more or something like that. Also, I will not have to touch the other bedsheet in that case, so I will make do with only one bedsheet. Also, it might look a little less silly, I don't know why, but it always looks kind of weird when there's a flounce in the front of those skirts. But maybe that's just me. I seriously have no idea where this part is just kind of standing out at the side. I'll fix that somehow. So, these are felted seams now too. Might not have been my smartest idea ever, but I'm just gonna roll with it. And here's the first line of cording. It's pretty big cord that I used. And I'm going to do at least one more row of cording just to make sure this stays about in the shape that I want it to. And the edge of the cording is going to be hidden behind the lowest flounce, and you can see the hemline is kind of high, mainly because some of the dresses of that era were kind of high too and I don't want anything to show. And that's one of the flounces. I've got 4 of these so far and a 5th one waiting to be stitched, all of them. I'm going to attach those, yeah, but first I'm going to finish the cording. I've got to do that by hand, so it might take a little longer. Alright, I changed my mind again completely. I attached those. They're still just attached with needles. I'm going to do that properly some other time. And I don't like this anymore. I have needles in here, but that's not the reason why this is sticking out. It just didn't go away, not even with the cording, and it looks weird. 1 second. It looks really weird, and it just stays that way. So I'm going to open it up and cut a little bit of the fabric out. So I have to open up all of the felted seams, and then I'll have to redo the lower part here with the hem and the cording and stuff. But yeah, I'll do this another time. I don't really have time for this now. Ta-da! With my corset. Oops. That's better. Voila! It's done. This is my Victorian petticoat, and as you can see, it's more for the big butt, but not a whole lot of train kind of thing. And ever since I made the skirt smaller, I could add 3 rows of cording, so that was pretty good. And this is one of those times where the original way I planned it turned out to be better than the improved way that I did later regarding the skirt. So it was better when it went down just completely straight. So this thing is actually just made out of square pieces in the end. Yeah, sometimes the first instinct is the best. And this is the back side. And since the only thing I had to buy for this were the rows for the cording and this little ribbon for the back, this was rather cheap.